call and you talk to, girl. I'll share my world with you. You gon' waste your time, yeah. Waste your time, baby. I mean, honestly, open your eyes and see. You gon' giving you what you need.
What's up with it? It's your girl Tiffany, so I'm back at it with another video, period. So today I was compelled to come and talk to y'all because it's just been a lot going on in life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're living in the last days according to the Bible. It's just like everything that's happening, I just feel like we've been shook with plagues, which is like COVID-19, having to vaccinate, get flu shots, all that type of stuff. Like, as the years have went past, we have been faced with so many obstacles and stuff like that, like Ebola and just like plagues that's in the Bible, mentioned to like destroy certain parts of humanity and get rid of people. I feel as though God gave us voice and sound to touch and to reach other people and to be inspiration and pass on the word, right? I feel as though religion to me, everybody knows is multiple different religions, right? The one thing that all religions have in common, that there is a God or there are gods or it's a higher being, right? So we just gonna start with that blank surface. So I identify as Christian, right? But I don't go against other people's beliefs. So like, if you have a belief and you feel strongly about that, you can come to communicate to me and tell me how you feel so I can understand your point of view, so I can get you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm never closed off to talking about God or what God looks like to other people, because I know that in circumstances like that, it's either for me to gain something or for me to give something, right? So either they're giving me knowledge of something that I don't know about, or I'm giving them knowledge about something that they might not know about, right? So recently, I don't want to disclose no names, but recently I've been in this program where we've been working in different sites or whatever. It's multiple different candidates like in the program, but I've been working with this one person, right? And it just so happened that he was I want to say Somalian, or if I'm wrong, please correct me, but he's from Somalia, or yeah, Somalia, and he's Muslim. So I was telling him that I'm Christian, and I feel like when we talk to people, if you feel strongly in your religion or you feel strongly about God, you have no problem about talking about him. You also take pride in talking about him, because it's like your creator is, like, you know what I'm saying, like a part of you, like, you know, because when I talk about God or when somebody else is talking about God, I feel it. I feel it in my soul, in my body, chills. I feel it. You know what I'm saying? So I always am excited to have that conversation, especially with other people who is not the same religion as me. So I've been talking to this, I'm gonna say his name actually. So this person who's in my program, his name is Kareem, right? It's like, I really can't pronounce his whole name, but for short it's Kareem or whatever. And Kareem, we had deep conversations about religion. And multiple times he have told me, like, you're like me, like, you're Muslim, right? And I just never saw myself as Muslim, but I know that being Christian, Muslims and Jews are the closest religion to my religion. Like, we're like related. Most of the principles that Muslims go by are principles that are in the Bible. For instance, like no liquor, no tattoos, and just like them believing in Jesus, Even though Muslims don't believe Jesus was crucified, they believe that there was a man named Jesus or whatever. They correlate Mary, the Virgin Mary, to, which is Jesus' mother, to Jesus, which we also do in the Bible. But I just want to talk about how Kareem said, just remember this, he said, you're like me, like we're the same, we're brother and sister or whatever. He expressed to me his story. Me personally, being raised in Oakland, California, I really didn't have to go through that much of physical I want to find the right word for it, like physical struggle, you know what I'm saying? But Kareem expressed to me that he only been in the United States for 1 year, and to get here that he had to walk 3 days in the jungle. He saw dead bodies. He been through like unforeseen like circumstances, you know what I'm saying? And just to know what he had been through, to sit with me and talk, or just like having that moment to know that somebody that you are sitting and having a conversation with has been through so much that you have never experienced, and to see how humble they are, and to see how careless, and to see how he don't carry that on his back, it was really inspiring, right? I don't want to cry, it just get emotional because a lot of people go through stuff and they're not transparent. You know what I'm saying? They're not transparent, and they hide, and they either change or change for the worse. Because once you go through something and you're affected by that, it almost puts something in you, like, because you know you don't want to go through that no more, or you know what I'm saying, or you done been through so much that you're not taking certain stuff, so it could alter who you is. Like, you could go from being a smiley nice person to being like closed off, mean, all type of stuff. Like, people do a lot when they're traumatized, and circumstances like that traumatize people. So just to see how the way the energy he gave off was just amazing all the time, like, you know what I'm saying? It's never a time where he's just mad, or like I've never seen him like, you know. Me personally, I know that me and him would be talking, right, and he'd say something that I don't totally agree with because I'm Christian and he's Muslim, right? Which the disagreements was based off of Jesus' crucifixion, because Muslims don't believe he was crucified, and I believe that Jesus was crucified because I feel that in my heart. I feel that all that we go through as humans, somebody else have went through worse, you know what I'm saying? And that Jesus was crucified for his beliefs and what he stood for and all of that. And people make it seem like Jesus was so supernatural, but to me, he was just a human. You know what I'm saying? He felt pain just like we felt pain. You know, like he was one of our messages. Like, he was a messenger. God put him here, which he did because he put all of us here. Any spirit that dwells on this earth, God placed it here. So I feel like that made him his son. You know what I'm saying? Just as I am his daughter, because because what I plan to do is spread the word and make people aware. Even though it's the last days, it's never too late. That's why I was feeling compelled to talk on YouTube, because I actually was trying to have a conversation with somebody else and they wasn't hearing me. And I know that if I put this out there, somebody will hear me and somebody will feel what I'm saying. But to go back to today, I had to go handle some business, right? And somebody booked me an Uber. I hop in an Uber. I get in the Uber, and instantly, like, we ain't even really pulled off from my house, the men go into a whole spiel like what life's about, like purpose in all this stuff, right? And I'm just like, dang, like he on the right track, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this conversation was meant for us to have, right? Because I had just posted on Instagram and was like, you know, thank you for waking me up every morning and giving me strength. Thank you for, you know, blessing those who have a good soul and who have a pure heart, you know what I'm saying? And I really meant that because that's been on my heart heavy for 2 days, and I've been wanting to put something out and say something like that, right? But I just never found the words to do it. So when I woke up this morning and I did it, I felt a sense of relief, right? And what's crazy is that everybody started responding and commenting and stuff like that. And I didn't put that out there for people to do that or whatever. I put that out there because that's truly how I felt in my heart. But to see the response that I got from others, it was just like, it confirmed, like, yeah, like that this was meant for people to read, like, you know what I'm saying? So then he just started talking about purpose, and he just started talking about like how everybody is driven by money, and people who have money are not even happy, and just he that results from putting your energy into the wrong things. Like, everybody is looking to, you know, be satisfied with these materialistic stuff, like this stuff that is tangible, this stuff that can be taken, you know what I'm saying? But one thing that cannot be taken is knowledge. And I be telling my boyfriend this all the time. I be like, you have to sharpen yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to go out there, you have to sharpen your mind, you have to think, you have to move smart, you have to read, you have to gain wisdom, you have to learn, you know what I'm saying? Because with all of that comes intelligence. And what nobody can ever take from you is your intelligence. If you're smart enough to not do something or smart enough to do something, do you know how far you would get in life? You know what I'm saying? If you applied yourself and read and was seeking God and seeking knowledge and seeking wisdom and seeking to be who you truly are designed to be, everything else will fall into place. You know what I'm saying? With the knowledge, if you think about who run these businesses, they running these major corporations because they have the knowledge to do so. They know exactly what they have to do to make this certain amount of money, or they are knowledgeable in what they're doing to be successful in what they're doing. With knowledge, it comes success. You know what I'm saying? So he was just talking all about that. I got something in my eye. He was talking all about that, and then he went into talking about God. And I just loved how he went into it because he didn't come off as just talking about God. Like, you know what I'm saying? He captured my attention, and then he told me that something was compelling him to talk to me like this because he don't normally have conversations like that with people, right? Which is crazy to me because anytime I come across somebody, they're talking about God, right? Which is crazy to me. It's not really crazy, it's my signs, you know what I'm saying? So I just always been spiritual. So I'm like, when he talking to me, he telling me something is compelling him to tell me and to talk about God, I start getting chills because I already felt that. I felt that he was talking to me for a reason, and it wasn't just a coincidence that he was talking to me, right? So we sat there and we talked for almost like 15 minutes because he had to drive me from my house to where I was going, right? So I'm thinking the whole time, like, dang, this conversation's so good. I could literally sit in the back of his car and we could ride around and talk about God without me even having to go do what I gotta do. But I only had 10 minutes, right? And I asked God, I said, if this conversation is meant to be, we're going to finish this whole conversation before it's time for me to get out the car and to go do what I gotta do, right? So we sat there and we talked, and he pulled up to where I was, you know, going, and we still was sitting in the car just having a conversation. Like, I'm literally sitting in the car, I got the door open, about to get out, but we still talking, like, you know what I'm saying, we talking. And before I got out the car, he was like, you have to say it out loud, like speak it, right? And when he said speak it, it resonated with me because I'm a Christian, right? And I was always taught that your tongue is powerful, right? So when you speak it, you giving power to that, right? You giving your energy to that, because God gave us our tongue and our mouth to speak. Without our tongue, we cannot talk. That's why the tongue is powerful, right? Because when you talk, you're using your tongue and you're using that to communicate with other people. That's why it's so powerful, because what you say to somebody else or what you say out loud, it means something. And them vibrations go and they travel, right? That's why you can hear me. They travel, and then somebody else picks up that, and then it registers in their minds, and then it's almost like telepathic, like it registers in their minds so they can know and understand what you're saying, right? So when he said you have to speak it and I have to bear witness, he said basically he have to be witness to what I said for it to be whatever, or for me to put it out there. And basically what he asked me to recite was that I am a believer in Allah, which is one God. Allah do not mean their God like Muslims God. It means one God, right? So I believe in one God, our God, right? And he had me recite that Muhammad was a prophet, like a messenger. So what they do is they make everybody seem so supernatural and so far from what we are, but we was all alike. And all they did was relay messages that we could keep and pass on for generation to generation to generation, right? But that was just crazy to me, like that whole experience or whatever. It was just wild. It was like definitely a sign for me. He told me that I'm just like him, the man. He said, you're just like me. You're a Muslim, right? I don't believe that I'm a Muslim. I believe that I am a child of God, right? From the one creator of this earth, of the heavens, of the seas, right? Of any living being, of everything, the creator of everything that exists. I am his daughter, right? So, when he said that, I'm like, dang, you're not the only person who then told me that I was Muslim. But another thing he said, right, is that Kareem told me one time, you go feel it. He told me, he gave me a part of the Quran that was basically about Mary, and he told me to go home and he told me to listen to it, right? And I came home and I listened to it and I cried because I felt it, right? In the words that he was saying, or the words that they were saying in the Quran, I felt it or whatever, right? So I'm like crying and stuff like that or whatever. And today in the car, the man told me, when you saying this, you're going to feel it, right? But what he didn't know is that before, I didn't need to recite what he wanted me to recite for me to feel it. I had already felt it. The chills had already came over me. Something had already came over me when I was in the back seat while he was talking the whole time. And I really wanted to cry. Like, I really did want to cry. And I could cry right now because it's just crazy, you know? And yeah, he was just like, you go feel it, da da da. And when we was, because me reciting it was the last things that I was saying before I was getting out the car. So I was reciting it, but I was getting ready to go, right? So he like, yes, did you feel it? Did you feel it? I said, what do you know? I already felt it, right? So, boo, after that, I had got out the car, right? And something just, no, because somebody told me one time they was going through something and God sent them the prophet, right? Which is so crazy. God sent them the prophet. So I'm like, I know God sent him. God sent him to talk to me for a reason, right? So we doing all this talking, and then I asked him what his name is. His name is Muhammad, right? And I'm just like, that's crazy. That is wild. You know what I'm saying? Because even though it might not be Muhammad from thousands of years ago or hundreds of years ago, it's Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? That was just, it touched me, you know? And then I just feel like life has just been throwing me so many obstacles. Once you think you're on the right track and you're doing what you're supposed to do and stuff like that, everything just don't go as you planned. You know what I'm saying? And that was my sign. Like, that was my sign. And I just thank God that I was able to experience that. Because yeah, I do wake up and I'm thankful about every day, you know what I'm saying? But it hurts me, and I'm saddened by the events that go on in the everyday life. Like, it really is saddening, it's depressing, to see the world really come to an end. It's just like, dang, we could have been so much more, but then that would have rewrote the whole existence. Like, everything happens for a reason, everything happens for the better. That's why I feel as though I don't really complain about my circumstances, for real. Like, you'll really never catch me out loud like I was dealt a bad hand. Like, you'll never really catch me doing that, because at the end of the day, I am very thankful and grateful for who I am as a person. Besides like what God has gifted me as material things, I'm very thankful for the person I am as a person, the willpower that I hold as a woman, what I bring to the table, everything that God has ever put into me, the strength, the knowledge. Yeah, I catch myself like, dang, I want God to choose me to do his work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to help. Like, I want to do something. I want to be meaningful. But I think what I really lacked was knowing that I am meaningful. Like, even if I'm put on this earth to touch one person or change one person's point of view or open somebody else's eyes, or even if it's just one person, I did what I was supposed to do, you know? So I feel as though we need to give ourselves grace. Don't be so hard on ourselves. Seek God at all times. Be thankful like I am. I just wanted to post this video because I've been wanting to talk about God on my channel, right? But it's like, I don't want to. What's crazy is my whole plan for YouTube was to like be myself. I could post on YouTube, be vulnerable, you know, inspire others, and you know, do my big moves, look cute all the time, do my hair, da da da. But then as time went on, I'm like, dang, I want to talk about God on here, right? But then I'm like, dang, if I talk about God on here, that's kind of like, you know, you trying to get monetized, but you talking about God, so you trying to profit off of talking about God. Like, I wanted to freely like minister, like but I feel as though right now I'm not getting paid, so why not? But it's just like in general, I don't want to start talking about God and then I get monetized and I go up, because if you really think about it nowadays, everybody is just talking about God, and I get it, like it's the last days, we do need to be having these conversations, but some of these talks are not genuine talks. They're talks for views, talks for what you call it, talks for like the aesthetic, like the you know, the aesthetic, like, oh, I'm holy but I do this and I do that, but then I, you know, like it's like becoming like a style. Like I've been really seeing it on like TikTok, and I've been seeing it on YouTube, how girls, I don't know if it been a thing on YouTube, but how girls is just like Jesus this, God that, Bible study, all in the stuff, but it really don't be giving that. Like outside of content creation, which is not even what you call it, which is a hobby for me. I on a regular basis, which I'm not discrediting people who really do, but on a regular basis, I am thinking about God. Like I'm thinking about God. I'm thinking about doing good things. I'm thinking about being a good person. Trying to work on myself, you know. So it's just like I just hope that everybody is doing this stuff out of the genuineness of their hearts and the pureness of their hearts, and not just because it's something popular. Like today, I wasn't compelled to post this video because people was talking about God. It's because I actually feel some type of way. Like I was compelled. Like I felt like I had to talk to somebody, and I really didn't feel like I wanted somebody to talk back to me. I feel like everything is so internet based now. It's like maybe the person that I do need to touch is not around me. Maybe they thousands of miles away and I don't got their phone number, but I'm gonna reach them. So whoever this video gets to, and you got to this part of the video, I feel like this video was meant for you. So pay attention. Always pay attention to your signs. Yeah, and what you feel deep down inside. Always try to do right, and yeah, thank God for actually being alive today, and not in some type of accident, or not somewhere drunk, or not killed, or not molested, or not like in bad circumstances. And even if you is in a bad circumstance and you think it's the end of the world and you just down bad, depressed, I just want to let you know that it's not the end of the world. Things will get better, and we love you. Me, guys, my other fellow Christians, God believers, if you're not Christian, Muslims, Jews, Catholics, like, we love you. And I'm not against nobody. So if you not Christian, that's fine. You can still watch this video, because my beliefs is it may be different from yours, but we believe in a God. So that's the whole point and principle. I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
World with you gon' waste your time, waste your time. I mean honestly, open your eyes and see, giving you what you need.